Hello everyone, I hope all is well. This is Windrider, and today I'm going to be going over my card collection. As you can see, I have a lot of cards. I have way too many to go over in one video, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to break it up by brand, and I'm going to be going over my Ellusionist collection. So a little bit of history before we start. I actually was into card magic a long time ago, so I started doing card tricks and card magic around 2008 till 2014. 2014 is when I had to kind of stop just because I was graduating from college, so I had to focus on jobs and everything. But between 2014 and 2018, I would occasionally come back, not to Magic, but just to buying cards, because there were some really cool cards I really enjoyed and liked, so I bought them. But in 2019, that's when I really started getting into the whole card collecting. This is essentially the result of that. Some of the big names, obviously, I'm going to go over Ellusionist, Theory 11, Ellusionist. I went to also a lot, to 52 cards. I bought a lot of these new cards from 52. And yep, now let's get started. Alright, and here's an in-depth look of my Illusions playing card collection. So like I said earlier, I have way too many cards to go over everything all at once, so I'm going to break it down by brand or by maker, and we're going to start off with Illusionist. And the first deck we're going to go over is the Ghost deck, the White Ghost deck. This is actually my favorite, one of my favorite decks in Illusionist, and one of my favorite decks of all time. This one, I really love this deck. I was a massive fan of the classic Riderback design, and I really like what they did with the all the cards, stripping of all the color except for the red pips right there. And I'm also a massive fan of the Ace of Spades. This is actually one of my favorite Ace of Spades that they've ever had, and the Jokers are also really cool. So when I first started buying cards, I was mainly into Magic and card tricks, so I kind of didn't really care too much about the boxes. I really regret that, actually. I really wish I did not write on this. And if I was into collecting when I first started doing Magic, I probably would have bought way more than just one. But, the past is past, and it is what it is. So this is the original UV500 one. So this is made on the UV500 cardstock. And so it glows in the dark when you shine UV light on it. And it has the original Ohio address right there. Once again, the UV500 airflow finish. That was the first generation Ghost deck. This was the second generation. This is when they switched from the UV500 paper to B Castino. This one still very good cardstock, but they had to switch it out. I'll go over it in just a bit. This one says air cushion finish, and this one has the Kentucky address. This was I'm not entirely sure how many generations they had, but this was at least my third Ghost deck. I'm pretty sure the last generation Ghost deck that they had. This one, I can't remember what cardstock they switched for this one, but as you can see here, it says performance finish instead of air cushion finish, and this one has the actual address of Illusionist. So that's the original Ghost deck. This is my only Legacy Ghost deck, and I really like this one a lot too. As you can see here, this one also says performance coating and has this San Rafael, or actually no, it doesn't have the address. Actually, the address is over here. But yeah, so this is the White Legacy edition. This is the Ghost deck Legacy edition one. They updated the. I do actually like the updates that they did to the back. It's kind of subtle. And the Ace of Spades is still awesome on this one. Yep, so that's the Ghost decks, and those are this is essentially one of my favorite designs that they did. So the story with the UV500 paper is that when Illusionist first came out, they had the Black Tiger deck, the White Ghost deck, the Black Tally-Ho Viper, and then the Arcane, I believe. Those first decks were made on UV500 paper. They were pretty thick paper, pretty good quality, and they essentially just glowed in the dark when you shine a UV light on them. The problem was that the US playing card company, they eventually had to raise the prices by like 300%, and there was no way Illusionist was going to be able to print or like sell that much more cards to make up for the price difference, so they had to switch from UV500 to B Casino. So that's why they had two versions of this one. One would say UV500 Airflow, while the other one would say Air Cushion Finish. The main difference was essentially the card stock. They were the coating was still essentially the same, but I think for legal purposes they actually had to use Air Cushion Finish. Technically the coating was still Airflow, but for legal purpose they had to change it to Airflow or Air Cushion Finish. Alright, so for the next batch we're gonna go over like the other first decks. So these are the other first decks that they had. They had the Tally-Ho Viper, which was the Tally-Ho deck right here. They had the Black Tiger Bicycle deck, and they had the Arcane deck. This was I think their first actual custom deck, like full custom deck. So here, as you can see here, stripped of color, kind of like the Ghost deck, but in black instead, and essentially the same design as the Tally-Ho fan deck. I don't think I have the circle back. I only have the fan back. Bicycle design again, but Black Tiger. This is actually pretty cool. I still prefer the Ghost deck, but this is actually a nice addition. And this was, like I said, their first like actual custom design, where it's like they're using a different back. I do like the design. This design's actually pretty nice. It has like a nice like shadowy look to it. The Joker is really creepy, but the Ace of Spades is really nice. This is one of the decks that I have a collection for, UV500. So not entirely sure if you can see that there, but this is UV500. So there's that. This is actually a pretty interesting design. This is their Masters edition. This is just a Shadow Masters edition. So essentially, it's essentially a bicycle rider back, but you know they're using thicker paper, and this is an overall better quality deck. The design is also really nice. It kind of added like a cool shadowy effect to it, and the Ace of Spades is really nice. The Joker is really cool. There's that. And this is another Masters deck, but this one it's essentially just a higher quality version of a regular bicycle deck, but this one is UV500, and it even has the old Cincinnati address. So like I said, it's just a typical bicycle deck, just higher quality and with a better Ace of Spades. I only have the blue one of this though. I kind of wish I got the red one too. So there's that. And this is the Gaff deck. So essentially like all the cool little tricks you have. So 3.5. This is, yep. Double backs, cool designs, and this is quite creepy. I completely forgot about what this is, but really cool. Yep. So that is the Gaff deck. So next batch here, so aside from the Ghost deck, this is actually like one of my favorite designs of all time, along with the Ghost deck. So first and foremost, let's start off with the Infinity deck. I love this deck. So this is completely custom. I like the design a lot. It has like a really, if you take a look at that, it has like a really nice like 3D look to it. Joker, kind of weird but kind of cool. And the Ace of Spades has this creepy but eerie look to it. What I like about this is that they made everything custom, not just the back, but like everything is custom. Like the pips, the court cards, everything is custom. I really commend them for doing that. You know, I don't like it when they just make a custom design on the back, but then the front looks exactly the same as typical cards. I like it when they really put effort into making everything about it custom. Artifice. I love the Artifice design. I love the Artifice line. Really cool ace of spades. I love this design. They actually had two versions of these. So these Artifice, at least the green and blue, these are the second editions. The first editions did not have the white border. I actually prefer the white border, but I probably should have bought like the first editions as a collecting thing anyway. Like the Infinity deck, this is a completely like custom design. So as you can tell or see, the pips are not your standard pips, and the faces are customized, or at least they have a different look to them than regular bicycle decks. So this is the blue one. Green one is exactly the same, just, you know, just green. And I really like this one, the Ghost Artifice. This is amazing. So they strip the color, again, kind of like what they do with the Ghost deck. And Ace of Spades is still really awesome. Is it called Ghost? Actually, I can't remember if this was called a Ghost Artifice or like a White Tundra Artifice, but either way, it has that Ghost. They took the similar design or similar approach as the Ghost deck. That's the Artifice line and the Infinity line. Alright, the next batch over here. This is a White Arcane, but this isn't a regular White Arcane deck. This is actually a GAF White Arcane. I can't find my White Arcane. It's probably lost somewhere in the collection over there. But yeah, it's essentially the White Arcane. Essentially, it looks like the Black Arcane, just in white. But this is funny. 21 spades. Yeah, this is just a. Look at that. This is just a GAF deck. It's really cool. If I can find the White Arcane, I'll re-show it. But yeah, so that's the White Arcane GAF deck. These are the LTD decks. Pretty, kind of a kind of a minimalist design. See it there, or at least it has that appearance of a minimalist. It has a nice 3D look to it. The Ace of Spades is pretty simple. It's an okay design. They're using the standard faces, standard court cards, standard pips, but they do strip the color and do a little bit of a design to it, and I do appreciate that. It doesn't necessarily have to be completely custom, but as long as they don't just change the shading of a bicycle face, I approve of that. Yeah, once again, this is Ace of Spades, very simple design, and Jokers. And the purple one. It's kind of hard to see the difference. Like on camera, you kind of have it has like some tiny pips, and that's the difference. Like purple, like the pips over here are purple, the pips over there are blue. But yeah, it's essentially the same thing. Overall, pretty nice deck. Minimalist design, so not too bad. This was an interesting deck, the Fathom deck. Is it called a Fathom? Yeah, Fathom deck. This is kind of ocean-based. I swear the Ace of Spades is actually really nice. Jokers are octopus, or octopi. I can't remember the plurality of octopus, but I like what they did here. They kind of added like a water design to it. So the bubbles there's a little bit of fade in the design. It's actually really nice. And yeah, that's the face here. Let's take a look for another court card. Yep. Overall, really nice design. It really does match the whole Fathom deck. The back's okay. The back actually is really nice. So there's that. And this one is the Sultan Republic. Ace of Spades. Jokers. I like what they did here. I like how they customized this. They kind of had. It's kind of hard to, yeah. It's kind of hard to describe it. So, well, they took half off and then they kind of just put lines through it. Pretty nice design. Minimalist design, I have to say, but it's not bad. Yeah, so court cards, it looks like the standard bicycle deck and then the faces, but they do add a little bit of design to it with the pips, which is, I appreciate that a lot. And they changed a little bit of the shading. They kind of strip a little bit of the color, but change the shading a little bit. But overall, nice deck. I do like the design in the back though. It's overall nice design. This one over here, I can't exactly remember what they called these. These are essentially, these are decks that they would make for like design anniversaries. So like for this one, celebrating, a little bit hard to see it, but over here it says like making magicians for 20 years. So these are like anniversary decks. Here we'll take a look at them. Yeah, so this is the back design right here. Joker. The Ace of Spades. So, kind of like the original Black Tiger deck, it's called back to the original Black Tiger deck. So I think the Black Tiger was their actually original first custom card. So this is like a callback to that. Standard faces, but they made the pips a little bit smaller, and they stripped the colors off of the faces. Huh. The Ace of Diamonds. The aces actually have a custom look to them. Yep, stripped the color. Ace of Clubs. And Ace of Hearts. Yep, they actually added a design to all the aces instead of just the Ace of Spades. So this was in, oh yeah, this is right here. It's kind of hard to see it, but it says like 2001, so when they first came out. Right here, you'll see it a little bit better. So this is the white version of the anniversary. Again, same thing. Black Tiger callback. Same thing. Yeah, overall nice deck. I know that I think I was able to buy multiple of these, but this one I think it came with like a promo. Like if you spent a certain amount, you get a free deck of this one. So the video is getting a little bit longer, so I'm gonna like speed through this a little bit. Ellusionist actually once did a collaboration with Jurassic Park. Ace of Spades right there. It has like a dinosaur look to it. The faces right there. Overall, very unique design. Like I was a big fan of the Jurassic Park series, so the Jurassic Park movies and series as a whole. So I don't really mind this, and also the DNA. That's funny. It's not exactly my favorite design, but I do like the collaboration with Jurassic Park. I also don't like how they did the box for this though. Like you had to actually rip open. It doesn't have the typical card flap. You had to actually like rip the stupid thing open. Talons. It's an overall okay deck. It's okay. I'm not a super big fan of this deck. Kind of really cartoony. I'm not entirely sure what this design has to do with talons, but okay. The Ace of Spades is nice though. I do like that. The design is actually pretty nice. I like the orange. Like the orange and the white borders actually makes a nice contrast with each other. Next batch over here. Super Bees, Cohort White Ghost Edition, White Aurelians, or I'm not entirely sure if there were different versions, but the Aurelians, and Marble 1, Marble 2. Super Bees. You know, the design's okay, you know, bee comb, like honeycomb pattern. I do like the Jokers though. It's kind of showing like the cycle of bees and how they affect people. Ace of Spades, it's okay. I do like the customized pips though. It is actually really nice. Yep, there's that. The Ghost Cohort. This is the only cohort deck that I have. I don't really have the red and blue ones. I don't really care much about the design. I don't really care much about the regular like red and blue designs, but you know, I do like how there's a ghost version, and I always like the ghost versions. Jokers, Ace of Spades. Not the typical pips, and not the typical faces. But yeah. Stripped of color as per usual. Then there's Aurelian. I do like the boxing of this though. Like there's a nice tooling to it, nice 3D feel to it. This is cool. The Ace of Spades is really nice. I like this a lot. Pips are smaller than standards. The kind of stripped of color, or actually just replaced with all gold, which is really nice. I do like this deck. The original marbles. Yeah, apparently these were limited editions. Here, let's wait till it focuses. There it is. Limited edition of 5,000. Yep. I probably should have bought more of these just because. Usually I like to buy 4 of every deck. 1 I would open, 3 I would keep unopened. When I started actually collecting, I probably got this before I got into collecting, but massively into collecting, but I probably should have definitely bought more. That's a pretty interesting pattern to it. Jokers, the Ace of Spades. Unique, I must say. And this is the second version. Marbles 2. Again, they're trying to like give you. I like that. Yep. Alright, next design are these are knights. This is Kingslayer. Let's take a look at knights first. Interesting back, kind of like the chess pieces right there. Front design's pretty okay, pretty standard, but here, where's that Ace of Spades? Yep. Joker. I don't know what these are. So jokers are right here. Not entirely sure these are. Here's the Ace of Spades. Those are the red knights. And we got the white ones. Same exact thing, but instead of red, it's gold. Like I said, same exact thing. I do like the gold accent to it though. It's really nice. And once again, Ace of Spades right there. So now we get the Kingslayer. The annoying thing is that these were the ones that were readily available. They had I think they had red one. They had a couple of colors, but they were always sold out, which really annoyed me because I couldn't ever get them. Kingslayer. Right there. Swords. I do like that though. Unique pips. Simple design, but I like it. It's not bad. And the yellow ones. Same exact thing. Right, next batch are these two. This one is called Discord. Yep. Discord deck. Pretty interesting design. Jokers, Ace of Spades. Pretty standard look to them, but they add a little bit of cool uniqueness to it. A little bit hard to see, but the faces have all headphones on, and the pips have a little bit of design to it, or have, like, at least with this one, had a little bit of like smoke to it. The aces also have their own design to it. Yep. This one, I can't remember the name of this. when I find it, I'll put the name somewhere up here. But this is definitely by Ellusionist. Has like a maze, a 3D maze look to it. Here, let's see. Let the camera focus. There it is. Right there. Oh, Perpetua. Yeah, Perpetua deck. Ace of Spades, right there. Essentially, it just has giant Ace of Spades with the back design on it. The court cards, really nice. I like that custom look to it. Alright, and this is going to be the final batch. And yeah, let's start off with this guy. I can't remember the name of this one. Again, I'll put the name somewhere here. So this is essentially kind of like a re-release or reinvention of the Black Tiger deck. You know, they really like honoring the original deck. Essentially same court cards, same everything. Well, looks like a little bit like some subtle design changes to it. Yep, just an anniversary edition of the original Black Tiger deck. So this is the Blue Master. It's an updated Blue Master. I do like the design though. So it's not it's not just a regular color. It's like a lighter. It's a lighter blue than the typical Bicycle Blue deck, and also the pips are updated. Again, pretty nice design for Ace of Spades. Jokers are exactly the same. Cool color scheme. The Ace pips are big. And yep, there is that. So now we're going to go into the Legacy editions. This is the Legacy version 2. I honestly, it's pretty nice. Shadow Legacy. Ace of Spades. Just a Legacy version. I think this was the version 2 for some odd. I'm not entirely sure why they made such a big deal out of it or why it was so special, but all I know is that the version 2, it doesn't have like a 3D like feel to it, like a 3D tooling to it. And these are the Legacy boxes. So here are the Black Legacies. So like I said, these are like this is version 1, this is version 2. Version 2 doesn't have tooling, so the box is just flat, but here there's actually texture and tooling to it. Again, it's almost exactly the same thing. I honestly don't know the difference between the version 1 and version 2 in terms of when it comes to the cards. Like, I haven't really looked so in depth into it, but when I, actually, let's take a look at it right now. Yeah, it's almost exactly the same thing here. Let me look for 2 diamonds. Yeah, it's almost exactly the same thing. I think, to me, like, the only difference I can really tell is just the box of the version 2s don't have the tooling, doesn't have the textures. But overall, nice deck. Black Tiger Legacy. Kind of like what they did with the Ghost deck, just re-released it. This is the only cut. They don't have a custom Ace of Spades, just it's using the classic Ace of Spades. And the Black Ghost. I don't think I have the original Ghost deck, like the original Black Ghost deck. I don't have the original one. I only have the typical White Ghost and the White Ghost edition, but I don't think I have the original Black Ghost. I do have the Black Legacy. So, Ace of Spades, really cool. Similar, like actually exactly the same as the Legacy White. And strip the color again. Yeah, I do like the Jokers though. And that does it. My entire Ellusionist collection. Right here. Like I said, so these are just the open ones. I have unopened ones of almost all these decks, except for the Illusionist or the Infinity. I only have one Infinity, and I only have one of the Ghost Legacy. Yeah, I'll go over like different brands and different makers for the rest of the cards. Hopefully I'll be able to get to all of them, but yeah, there is a lot. And yep,